Hello students, my name is Kamboj and in this video I'm gonna discuss about writing task 1 academic. You all know that in writing task 1 academic we have different types of graphs, process charts and maps. So today I'm gonna discuss about line graph. You can see that I draw a line graph here. You can see such type of line graphs. I only draw one line here, but there can be mixture of 2, 3 or 4 lines. Okay, so firstly discuss about vocabulary related to line graph, because until you don't know about the words or vocabulary words to describe line graph, you couldn't able to get to know that how you can express those things in a proper manner, because there is a proper format and there is a proper structure to explain line graphs, bar graphs and other types of graphs. Every type of graph have different vocabulary words. So, video is for line graph. Let's begin. I draw a line here from 1960 to 1970. The sale of books was 700. It was constant during that period of 10 years in between 1970 and 1960. So, don't get confused by seeing only one line here. If you get type of thing in the graph, you can see that in 1960 the sale was 700. In 1970 the sale was again 700. You can see that there isn't any change between these 10 years. Okay. So let's begin with the words that you can use to express these types of trends. The first one is stagnate. Stagnate means something constant. It's not changing at all. The second one is remained constant. If you want to express that any trend remained constant, you can use this word. And I'm gonna give you many different words to express this trend, because you will get such type of trends in one single graph and you might have to express same trend again and again. Like there might be 4 lines and in each and every line you might have some trends which will be constant. So you have to use different words to express same type of trends. So the first one is stagnate. The second one is remained constant. The third one is freeze or froze or frozen. According to the type of question, you can use different forms of this word. The next one is stabilize. That means again constant, it's stable, it's not changing at all. Okay, so let's discuss about an example so that you can able to know that how you can apply these words in an example or in a line graph. The sale of books stagnated at 700 between 1960 and 1970. But the line express the sale was stagnated. That means the sale was constant between 1960 and 1970 at 700. So it's quite clear. You can use synonym of these words. You can say the sale of books remained constant. You can also say the sale of books stabilized at 700. You can use any word you want to. One thing that you have to be careful about, between and. Many students do a mistake. They use between this year to this year. This is a wrong structure. You can't use to with between. Whenever you use between, it always followed with and. This is something, just remember it. Don't do mistake with these simple things. The next trend is upward trend. You can see here 4 different years: 1960, 1970, 80 and 1990. And you can see a graph. Here on the starting point in 1960, the sale was at 600. In 1970, it was 700. In 1980, it was 500. And in 1990, 650. So, you can see in 1970, the sale was at its peak. You can see here. So you have to explain this situation. So what type of vocabulary words you can use? You can use peak, and pinnacle. You can use reached its peak and the sale of books reached its pinnacle. Again, you can say the sale of books reached its peak, or you can say the sales of books reached its pinnacle. So see an example here. The sale of books reached its peak at 700 in 1970. And you can use pinnacle here as well. There are some other words like zenith, acme. So the last one is downward trend. You can see the same type of lines here. The year 1960, 70, 1980 and 1990. In the previous trend we discussed about the top one where we used word peak and pinnacle. Now we are going to discuss about the downward, which one is the least one trend here in 1980. The words that you can use to express these type of downward trend as bottom, bottom out, hit the trough. Now you might ask me that what is the meaning of trough? Trough is the lowest point. We also have the word crest to express the highest point and the trough to express the lowest point. So hit the trough means the sale of books already touched the lowest point in 1980. That is the meaning of using these words. So let's see an example. The sale of books bottomed out at 500 in 1980. Bottomed out means touched its bottom. The next one is the sale of books hit the trough at 500 in 1980. Hit the trough, that means it touched its lowest point in 1980. So this is all about the different types of trends in line graph. And if you have any doubt related to this line graph or these vocabulary words, you can let me know in the comment section. And thanks a lot for watching this video. If you are new at my channel, please like, share and subscribe my channel for latest updates. Thanks a lot.